Destiny 2 Renegades is bringing the biggest sandbox shake-up that we've seen in years. So we've got loads of exotic reworks, and Bungie is rewiring how we fight, build and also dominate the battlefield. So old favourites like Ace of Spades and Hawkmoon, they're getting massive power boosts, while the underdogs like Ruinous Effigy and Black Talon are rising from the vault to claim their moment. So whether you are a PvE grinder or a Crucible hunter, the weapon meta is about to change, and today I'm going to break down the top 10 exotic weapons you're going to want to get locked and loaded for when Destiny 2 Renegades drops next Tuesday. Well, if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button down below for even more Destiny 2 content here on Endgame Express. So before we jump into this list, let's talk a little bit about how these weapons were chosen. So Bungie recently put out an article detailing their tuning paths to the sandbox, including all the weapons, and I'll put that link down there in the comments so you can read the full details, but I've picked out the top 10 exotic weapons that you're going to be interested in when Destiny 2 Renegades comes out next week. So these picks, they're based on three things: the strength of the buffs, how well they synergize with your current build crafting, and the overall impact on both PvE and also PvP too. So these are the weapons that stand to reshape the meta, redefine loadout, and make you rethink what that best in slot really means. Okay, without further ado, let's jump into the top 10 exotic weapons to get. First of all, we've got Ace of Spades. So the buff type on this one is a major PvE damage increase. So Memento Mori damage bonus is raised from 18% to 30%. That is loads. Firefly explosion damage and radius is significantly increased as well. So why this one is going to be good: it's finally a top tier hand cannon for both ad clear and also boss damage phases. And this one is a fantastic hand cannon that you're going to want to use in your primary slot. Okay, next up we've got the Hawkmoon. So the buff type on this one is the paracausal PvE buff. So each paracausal charge stack now grants scaling PvE damage up to 70% at ×8. Next up, why this one is good: skillful players who land precision shots can output monstrous single target damage, turning Hawkmoon into a mini boss killer. Next up we got Osteo Striga. So the buff type on this one is the burst cooldown. That has halved, so poison burst cooldown reduced from 4 seconds to 2 seconds. And why this one is meta: so faster poison chaining makes this a true ad clear monster once again, especially when paired with necrotic grips for that infinite poison spreading. Next up we got Revision 0. So the buff type on this one is added the kinetic synergy. So Hunter's Trace rounds now create shockwaves and also exhaust targets. So why this one is good: the rework gives it an elemental style crowd control in a kinetic weapon, making it one of the best all-round utility exotics for both PvE and also PvP too. Next up we got the Touch of Malice. The buff type on this one is improved healing and also perk synergy. So healing effects now are easier to trigger and activate on charge with blight reloads. And why this is good: so the self-damage drawback is much less punishing, and combined with stronger healing, it becomes a really good sustainable DPS option for sustained fights. Next up, the Ruinous Effigy, and you're going to dust this one off. I'm guarantee it's been in your vault for a very, very long time. The buff type on this one is a massive Catalyst rework. So the Catalyst now gives a 30% damage buff after an orb kill or damaging champions and bosses. So why this is good: it's finally viable again. The transmutation orb mechanic now rewards chaining kills and also targeted priority enemies. Next up we got the Witherhoard. So the buff type on this one is a reload time has been reduced. So the silent alarm auto reload time is reduced from 3.5 seconds to 2 seconds. And why this is good: well, it regains top tier crowd control potential. Next up we got the Still Hunt. So the buff type on this one is the Golden Gun damage boost, and that is with Celestial Nighthawk. So Golden Gun shots now deal 40% more damage. And why this is good: so it turns hunters into boss melting snipers, perfect for high skill PvE showcases or raid DPS phases. So this one could be really, really good in the upcoming dungeon race, so look forward to using this in the new dungeon. Next up we got an old classic. This one is Black Talon. The buff type on this one is a huge void build synergy, so heavy attacks now suppress, they spread suppression, and the catalyst adds 10% per void debuff boost, and why it's good. So finally it joins the void ecosystem. Suppression and ammo economy buffs make it an exciting exotic sword for endgame content. And finally, we've got Collective Obligation. So talking about void weapons, this is another really good one. The buff type on this one is easier debuff leeching, so you can now auto leech volatile, weaken and suppression slowly from any target. And why this is good, so you no longer need a full void team setup. It's finally accessible and rewarding for solo players running prismatic or hybrid builds. So when it comes to the new Renegades meta, 3 weapons stand above the rest, each representing a different pillar of Destiny's Sandbox. The first is Ace of Spades, which has finally reclaimed its crown as one of the most complete hand cannons in the game. Bungie's buff to Memento Mori now grants a huge 30% damage bonus, while Firefly's explosion hits harder and covers a wider radius. That combination makes Ace not just a nostalgic pick, but a true endgame powerhouse, perfect for clearing waves of enemies and holding its own during boss phases. Whether you're tackling nightfalls or raids, Ace of Spades is going to feel more lethal, responsive and rewarding than it has in years. Next up we've got another classic hand cannon, it's Hawkmoon. So a weapon built for players who live for precision. Its new PvE buff now scales up to an incredible 70% extra damage when fully charged, rewarding accurate shots and careful pacing. In the right hands, Hawkmoon can delete champions, bosses and high value targets with style. It's a weapon that turns mechanical skill into raw power. It's going to bridge the gap between utility and burst damage, giving solo players and raid teams a light and reliable tool for high risk, high reward encounters. And finally we've got Osteo Striga, the embodiment of controlled chaos. So with its poison burst cooldown halved, it's faster, it's deadlier, it's more satisfying than ever. And when paired with necrotic grips, it creates chain reactions of poison that can wipe out entire rooms in seconds, effortlessly blending our clear potential with status effect synergy. So in the new Sandbox, Osteo Striga is very strong, it's fun, it's fluid, it's endlessly effective for guardians who love mobility and also carnage. So you might want to dust off these 3 weapons from your vault: Ace of Spades for power, Hawkmoon for precision, and Osteo Striga for poison. Each one is going to thrive in its role, and together they're going to set the tone for Destiny 2 Renegades. So not every weapon could make the top 10 here, but several stand out just behind the front line of the Renegades new meta. Fusion rifles have quietly become monsters in PvE, with up to 15% damage boost across multiple frames. Shotguns, especially the aggressive and the lightweight types, finally feel rewarding again in endgame content, and Tessellation continues to surprise with its elemental synergy and new Transcendence buffs, and Suros Regime returns as a workhorse exotic with ammo generation bonuses that make it perfect for long encounters. Altogether, these tuning changes point towards a healthier, more diverse sandbox, one where nearly every weapon type is a reason to shine, and creativity in your loadout might matter more than ever before. Looking ahead, Destiny 2 Renegades is shaping up to be one of Destiny 2's most balanced and creative metas yet. We're seeing a clear shift towards hybrid loadouts that reward synergy and adaptability, pairing a heavy-hitting exotic with flexible, ammo-efficient primaries. Ace of Spades and Osteo Striga are poised to dominate general play. Then you've got Steel Hunt and Hawkmoon, and they could redefine burst damage in raids and also boss encounters. Black Talon and Collective Obligation, they open the door for void and prismatic builds that feel fresh and powerful. And if anything, Renegades is pushing Guardians to think less about raw DPS and more about harmony, how your weapons, perks and subclass all amplify each other to create unstoppable rhythm in the chaos of battle. The Renegades expansion is setting the stage for a new era in Destiny 2, one built around smarter builds, stronger exotics and a meta that rewards experimentation. So whether you're dusting off Ace of Spades or crafting a new loadout around the buffs, there's never been a better time to dive back into the game. So let me know in the comments what you think about these exotic weapons, and let me know what you're going to be using in Destiny 2 Renegades. I can't wait for the launch of the game, and it is only a few days away. Well, thank you so much for watching or for listening. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for even more Destiny 2 content here on Endgame Express. Thanks again, and I'll see you real soon.